it's KZ, and we are continuing our live coverage of the 39th annual MLK Seattle celebration. We marched from Garfield High School up on 23rd down to 5th Avenue, and now there is a continued rally here, so we are bringing you the action. Please share the stream.
How are you? Good. I just tried to film, and these guys came out of the crowd and pushed me away and said I can't film here. I got everybody else is filming, so I don't understand what's going on.
I don't either, but
I have my press pass on. I mean, I'm official. They told me I can't film here. I was watching you guys online. Drive your head.
I know it's coming. Did you know it's coming?
You know these guys? It's like Michael Williams and something.
Change gonna come. Change is gonna come. Thank you. Next up, we're going to have a speaker. It wasn't necessarily on the program here, but we thought it was important for her to come to speak to a community member who can provide some more context on Odessa Brown and Dr. Gwen Danielson. So please give a warm welcome to Lilia Bacacek.
Thank you. No, Lilia Pacheco. That's okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really honored to be here. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be a voice for the spirits of solidarity, respect, and love that the community feels for Dr. Danielson and for the Black, Indigenous, and people of color who work at Odessa Brown Children's Clinic. I want to start by acknowledging that I'm standing in the territory and in the waters of the Coast peoples as an uninvited guest and operating in the lands bordering the waters shared by all the tribes that belong to the Duwamish, Suquamish, Tulalip, and Muckleshoot nations. I also recognize this colonized indigenous territory as being built on the labor of Black people who are now also being displaced from what is known Seattle and the surrounding area. For these peoples and their descendants, I want to recognize their indelible mark in the space in which we've gathered today. And it's our collective responsibility to critically interrogate the stories and latest life of these events, and to honor, protect, and sustain this land. My name is Lilia Pacheco Salvatierra, and I'm an artist as well as a board president of Mass Moving 8-year-old kid who recently lost his primary doctor due to the systemic racism at Seattle Children's Hospital that forced Dr. Danielson, after more than 20 years of dedication to God, the option to stepping down as director of this historical founder of the Savannah Children's Clinic in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic, in order to set a precedent by saying, enough is enough. This resignation is a plea for the urgent need to end the racism and anti-blackness that Black and brown staff and families experience with this institution. I know that from the first moment I opened my mouth to speak, many of you wonder where I come from. I want to clarify that I'm standing here with the awareness of all the lines of systemic oppression that cross and intersect me. And as a Black woman, working mother, and an immigrant who speaks Spanish as a third language, I'm standing here today to reaffirm my support for the demands that Dr. Danielson has made in Seattle Children's Hospital, and reaffirm that the path to advance is the elimination of institutionalized racism, is eradicate the anti-blackness that lies in the internal structure that supports them. I was able at that time to get my insurance. She told me that by law I was entitled to prenatal care regardless of my immigration status, and that I could choose the services I want to receive. But I quickly realized that although I had guidance from someone who knew the system, it was not enough to evade the ceiling that institutional racism creates, which prevents us from receiving the medical service we deserve. From that moment, I was transferred to University of Washington Hospital after trying to have my baby at the birth center. I had to fight to be seen and treated as the spur of my own life and as the authority. I was not until I arrived for this around that I could breathe into the relief of finding a health center that saw me fully and where I could feel safe, listened to, protect, and cared for. When I met Dr. Danielson, I knew immediately that we finally found a doctor who would see and listen to us. For the first time in Seattle, I feel I could trust that the pediatrician was really taking care of my son. During these 8 years, we have been growing so much in appreciation and love for the services he offered to us. Representation is a very important key in the development of our well-being. For me, it has been fundamental that my son, pediatrician, is a Black woman, a Black man, that my son has been able to look at himself in him, and that we have been able to enter Odessa Brown clinic and feel welcome from the moment we enter until the moment we leave. These words that challenge racial hatred, xenophobia, and sexism, it is not easy, and it's very painful for us. We know that the system does not listen to us. So we must turn our eyes to the collective strength of our communities that have been oppressed, and to our own capacity to organize and create new pathways toward better organization relationship. Children's hospitals honors and apologize to Dr. Danielson, to our children, and to us, the community he serves and represents. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to have another community member come and speak to us. Come on, Miss Lady. Come on, come on. No, take your time. And she's going to be joined with Chelsea, who's one of our local teachers at South Shore. Following her.
Thank you. My name is Elijah. For those that don't know me, native of Seattle from the Central District, and I thank you guys for this opportunity for y'all to listen to me and speak.
My name is Chelsea Adams, and I'm a public school teacher in Seattle Public Schools. I've taught in Madrona,
Currently I'm teaching at South Shore. I'm a middle school teacher. I see some of my kids and families out here today. And so the reason that I was invited to speak and the reason why I'm honored to speak right now is really just to bring some history. I was earlier supposed to speak about the black organizing in the black community, formerly, in the central area about Odessa Grill. But I also want to bring the context here too, because when we have these marches, that sometimes we tend to forget or tend to get lullabied and forget about the black organizing and the black sacrifices that are made for us here right now. This is the historic Martin Luther King Jr. Day march. We do that all day. People playing basketball games, but they forget that was a father and a husband who made sacrifices and was organizing for the black community. And the thing about the black community, we always welcome all. We welcome all to come in. But oftentimes it gets watered down with people of color and everybody else. So when I was thinking about the Odessa Brown Children's Clinic and thinking about the black organizing of Odessa Brown, and let us not forget, we don't organize in a silo, because we're a relationship, and somebody had to okay her to do that. Somebody had to say, come on, I'm going to come with you and do that, because in Seattle, Washington, all that redlining and racism, you're going to get killed or something. So it's not that simple that it was just one person. So I want to highlight the organizing of that infrastructure down there was a black community, landmark, and legacy. So we're talking about this issue about Dr. Danielson, and he knows that I love him. Because not only was I seen at Odessa Brown as a baby, I worked there. So I know what Children's Hospital was doing to that community. Getting paid after for their research and for their buildings, looking at our black children in poverty and whatever, putting in your grants, and having people come down there and fundraise off of our black bodies and sacrifices and our circumstances that we was put in. Period. And we didn't pay the fee multiple times over for y'all to get what they needed. I'm talking about Seattle Children's, but now pay the fee and give us that property. That's what I'm talking about. Transfer that up. That's a black landmark in the black community, and for those who benefit from it across the races, understand that you had a welcoming and quality care because black culture welcomed you in. Understand, I met Dr. Danielson when he came here. I was at Odessa Grill, and I appreciate him and I love him and I understand, but he carried it forward. He carried it forward, so I just thank him, and we should all honor him for doing that and holding that legacy that was created, so that my children can go over there and be seen as human beings with smiles on their faces, and they see them as intelligent black men with so much potential to go far. Because with that gentrification out there, how oftentimes are our black children welcomed in spaces? How many more landmarks are in the central area where they're welcomed and smiled at? And remember, and can ask you about your family and know who your family is. So I say to Seattle Children, you understood the partnership when you linked up with Odessa Brown in the black community. And you didn't got paid off of us too many times over. And I feel like you violated the whole community when you violated Dr. Danielson. When you came for him, you came for me. When you came for him, you came for my children. That's my medical provider. That's my mentor for my black boys. How dare you? And the one thing you should have understood from the beginning and from the gate, that we've been organizing against racism from the beginning. So how dare you step in there and do that slide 6 shit? Sorry to the children that I cussed at. I apologize. But at the end of the day, I'm asking for those who are black, when people talk about the Odessa Brown Clinic in our community, educate them and let them know that they stand on the shoulders of black organizing. For you non-black folks, understand everything great about Odessa Brown and that community, even Carolyn now. Understand that was on the backs of black organizing and sacrifice for you. Understand, when Dr. Danielson stood for you, he stood for all of us. And for those who got fired, and I was mentioned in the article, they wasn't black. So understand the sacrifices that my community and my children are taking for the rest of y'all. So now pay the fee because you owe. We don't make them sacrifices for you to step in our necks and keep me pushing. No. Thank you guys.
Is it, oh, you guys can hear me? Thank you guys for staying. I'm the last speaker today, but I do want to make something clear about what Elijah was just saying to y'all. The organizers in the 60s, the Panthers, we were the first chapter here in Washington to start. And they started that food clinic for our kids. And they fed our kids, and they made sure they taught our kids their history. And so it's super important for you guys to remember the history of this city and what happened to our people in this community. It's so important for you to understand that. Because gentrification is real, and we see it and we know it. And if you benefit from it, if you have the privilege of benefiting from it, pay the fee. Pay the fee. Just like you pay all the other fees, pay the fee. Okay? And what that looks like in our community is support our businesses, pour into our children. Make sure that if you walk into a school and you don't see black children represented in a predominantly, before gentrified, predominantly black community, that they know that this was a predominantly black community. Make sure your kids understand the history and the legacy of the community. Make sure they understand why that red, black, and green is painted on those streets. Make sure they understand, because it's important. The history is important. Dr. King, he said, we're fighting against three evils: racism, violence, and I just forgot my third one. Racism, violence. I hear y'all giving me some words. Poverty. Okay? We fight against three: racism, violence, and poverty. Racism is a pandemic. Poverty is a pandemic. Violence has been a pandemic against the black body. This country is more divided than we've been in forever, for a long time right now. And we have the opportunity to move forward. We do, us, the people. We are moving forward, and we're not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back the way that this tax president is trying to get us to go back. I don't even say his name because it just brings hate. We're done. We're moving forward. And if you're not on this train moving forward with us, we leaving you. Because we're raising a radical generation that refuses to tolerate hate. That's what I need y'all to understand. We are raising a radical generation that refuses to tolerate hate. And as a math teacher, as a public school math teacher, I make sure my kids see me. I make sure they know the importance of their history so that it does not repeat itself, because we have no tolerance for it anymore. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you for staying. Really appreciate it. But remember, we are moving forward.
My sister Chelsea Adams. Everybody give it up for Chelsea Adams one more time. Everybody give it up for yourself for coming out. Last year we heard about how dangerous COVID is. But if we've learned anything, it's that racism is just as dangerous as COVID. You're just as likely to die from systemic racism as you are from this illness that you can't see. But you know what you can see? You can see black people being profiled every day. You can see our schools. You notice the difference between the public and the private schools, right? You know that the quality of education has a dramatic impact on the trajectory of the rest of your life, right? We know those things. So while we're suffering from COVID, we're still suffering from racism. And like Chelsea said, we've got to get better. We've got to get over it. We've got to push forward. And so I thank all of you today who committed to doing that. And me, my name is Bobby Alexander. I help organize this event with my partner, Sade Warren. We don't get paid. We do this volunteer. I come back here, I actually live in New Mexico. I'm an assistant district attorney there, a prosecutor. And I listened to what Sade Smith said. It was like listening to somebody tell me how I need to do my job. I need to be fair. I need to keep in mind that children are children. I need to remember that black people suffer from economic disparity, and I'm committed to doing the job that way. But I need more people like me. I need more prosecutors who are fair-minded, who keep black people in mind, who keep poor people in mind, who are aware of systemic racism. We need more, just like we need more teachers like Chelsea Adams, just like we need more organizers like Sade Moore, just like we need black women to continue to lead since they are the most educated group in America. So just remember this, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about 2020. 2020 made us feel like if we didn't agree on everything, that we weren't moving together. That's not realistic. We're going to have to learn to come together even if we don't agree on everything, because if we don't, we will fall for everything. I'm out.
Like my partner in crime, Bobby Alexander said, my name is Sade Moore, and I have the privilege and the honor of leading this crew that put this event on for you guys today. I can't say thank you enough to our community members that came out, to each of you. It's cold, it's beautiful, we're blessed to have this weather. I want to say thank you to Rise Up Productions for helping us with this event. They do an outstanding job every year. To 751, to our car brigades, to our bike brigade, to our peacekeepers, to our volunteers, to our coalition members, to everybody that has put this event on, to our advisors. We can't do none of this without you. This event's been going on for 39 years, and in the first time, we've had 4 outstanding executive team members who are all black and under the age of 32. For the first time. This event has historically been led by men, black men. Thank you to Larry Gossett and to our other advisors for passing the torch to us and for teaching us the way. We are always looking for more community members to come out and to support us and to volunteer. So please stay tuned, follow us on social media, please. Our events will start again this upcoming fall. We'll start planning in summer. For those of you that have parked at Garfield, we have some shuttle buses over here on the side for you on 4th and James. Please take them, get back to Garfield safely, get back to your home safely. Thank you for having your mask up, for protecting yourselves, for protecting our community, for protecting our black people, our youth. God bless. Have a good evening.
I have court tomorrow morning, so unfortunately I can't stay here. I got to catch a flight to New Mexico. But thank you for everybody who came out. Thank you for everybody who watched the youth program. This event wouldn't happen without you. And thank you to Rainier Avenue Radio for giving us this opportunity.
That's what he said. It's been a long day. We're tired. But like I said at the end here, we wouldn't be able to do this without all of our sponsors, all of the PR. It's been a long day. We're just looking forward to next year. So join us.
Thank you, Sade. All right. If you missed our earlier broadcast, it can be found on YouTube. Go ahead and spread the word and stay tuned to Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station.